This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com. And if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello Virgo and Virgo rising, welcome to your horoscope for the full moon in Aquarius happening on August the 12th at 11:36 a.m. if you're in the southern hemisphere with me. So in terms of casting the spells and the ritual, you can do that the evening of the 11th or you can do that the evening of the 12th. Both nights will have a beautiful bright fresh moon for us. So it's exactitude, which I know you love, at 11:36 a.m. in the afternoon on the 12th. So if that's the moment that you need to do your thing, then you do your thing, Virgo. Welcome to your reading and welcome to a lovely full moon that is you all over. This is happening in the 6th house for you. So this is the house of work and details and chopping the wood, brushing the teeth. As one of my beautiful teachers always puts it, it's the sort of daily tasks and rhythms. So think about the Aquarian attributes, which are to do with, the betterment of society or for your society, your localized group, and think about maybe in some ways, think about what you can let go of in terms of that. I think that, this actually might be a really beautiful time, Virgo, to muss it up a little bit or to, not be so perfecting if that's what you're experiencing a bit of pressure from. So how's the triple conjunction been treating you? I think that there's some lovely examples of this energy. If you remember 2 weeks ago, I talked about the Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction happening in Taurus and how there was going to be activation, little matchbook fire starting vibes happening. If we think about it collectively, and let's think about it in terms of this country in the southern hemisphere. Think about Australia and think about the what's the word for it? The commitment to the Indigenous voice to Parliament. Think about that being activated and that being pushed back by that lady with the red hair always, but she doesn't like anything. But think about that as activated progress and almost sort of revolution in a lot of ways. Think about this and Mars being like, nope, this is actually happening. This is what we're doing. Taurus is to do with the land and with earth and with, material practicality. So in that way, that would be a beautiful way to positively receive the effects of this conjunction. On your solo experience, this was all happening in the 9th for you. So this was happening in terms of your travel, mind expansion, learning, teaching, philosophy, astrology, maybe. Or, it's the house of higher learning and of mind expansion. So have you been activated in some way? What was your experience of that conjunction and how are you feeling it now? And what has it sort of inspired you to follow and to move with? I would suspect that there's potentially some really lovely stuff, unless of course it is to do with quite literally travel and perhaps there were plans that you had that could no longer happen. That could be another way that this is manifested for you in terms of the triple conjunction. I'm bringing it up again because obviously it's a ripple-on effect. These energies don't just sort of happen one day and they're gone the next. This is sort of almost like, it's the time for us to sort of note it and then reconcile maybe some of what the experiences or some of the manifestations of this conjunction. It's also forming another square with this moon, with this Aquarian moon. So the moon's at 19 degrees, and I think Mars has moved on by this point, away from the exact conjunction, but Uranus and the North Node are still at 18 degrees. So it's almost an exact square with this moon. The moon's got Saturn on their side, though. So if we think about boundaries, that might be a really great way to remember this moon and its power in terms of its conjunction, sisterhood with Saturn, with boundaries. So in terms of your sixth house, your daily rhythms, your work, your responsibilities, how is your sense of boundaries and your sense of regulations and rules, how is that helping you to get the job done and to move along and to sort of keep things moving? That might be a really great way for you to consider it, Virgo, because I imagine that this conjunction would be not your most favorite thing. Unless, of course, it is some sort of mind expansion. You're sort of like, oh my gosh, this philosophy makes sense to me. I'm really passionate about this line of thinking or this course of study. I can't wait to do, and I'm going to really charge ahead and follow it. That could be, I adore you, Virgo. I'm not casting any nasturtiums, as my mother says. But yeah, think about the relationship between boundaries and between regulations, and also, like the sort of the way to do it, the rule book, and how is your work pushing against this expansive potential. That's maybe, that's kind of, maybe there's some friction there. Maybe you're wanting to do something, or you're wanting to expand and follow something that your daily rhythms are just being like, nope, you can't do it. There could be some stuff there for you, maybe, Virgo. The tarot card for where the moon is, I'll just talk about that one in particular because I think this is the most essential ingredient for this particular lunation. It's the Six of Swords. So this is the active decision to move away from something turbulent. So they're traveling on water, they're traveling on emotions, they're moving away from turbulent waters into something clear as crystal. Their back is to us as well, so they're turning their back. If we think about this as the moon, almost on this energy of the triple conjunction, if it's been aggravated for you in terms of your ninth house, in terms of your ability to study or your ability to move around. So another word for rhythm is, I keep on thinking of these R words, but like ritual. There's something, you ritualize the sixth, Virgo. You really do. There's something about the daily rhythms of life that it's more than just sort of being detail oriented and being, persnickety about the finer points. It's actually to do with regulation. I think that it's really important to remember that Virgo is hermit energy, and hermit energy is beautiful, essential, sacred energy. Very smart and very quiet, and really there's that slow moving discovery elsewhere. So that could be something nice if you're finding yourself that you're in a position at the moment where you can't move around, or there was something that you wanted to continue or follow, and that will activate further education or something like that, and you can't do it, or whatever. If there's the upheaval of your ninth house might be tempered with the Hermit card might be a really great card for you to work with if you're into tarot over this moon, but definitely the Six of Swords. So there's these swords could almost be a safe boundary. The swords do represent thoughts, and too many of them can be the end of us. But this could be a boundary of thoughts, or a boundary of truth, which is holding you and cradling you as you move on, as you move through. Yeah, so I think I'd really meditate with that one if I were you, Virgo. And yeah, remember that Saturn is with the moon, and that's supportive. That's a supportive conjunction. So it's a pressurized square with Uranus in the North Node, but I think that there's power here. Yeah, I think that I'd encourage you to be your truest self and to really relish in your Virgo attributes. This could be sun or rising, although I think I'm talking particularly to my Virgo risings if we're going to focus in on their houses, because that's, if you're a Virgo rising, that sets off your house system in that way. I'm going to pull you some intuitive tarot now as some further messages. Before I do though, if I'd love some feedback. If you wanted me to explain, I was thinking, I had this idea that I was going to explain the house system in further detail, potentially using tarot, because it can be confusing. I know that there's a lot of, and maybe if you're Virgo inclined, it's important for you. It's the way that you understand things is to see the detail. Sort of be like, no, I can get it if I look at it. That might be something that you do. So I'd be happy. I'm going to make further content as soon as I recalibrate my fishiness. You love me, Virgo. That's what I'm here for as a Pisces rising. It's to teach you to swim deep. And you're here to pull me back to the banks. Anyway, but if you wanted to learn more about the house system or anything, do let me know. Like, you can write me a comment on this video, or you can send me an email over at my website. But I think that I've got access to potentially explaining this a little clearer. And the tarot holds some great clues to the house system too, which I'd be more than willing to go over. But Spirit, I'm going to need 3 cards, please. 3 cards for Virgo on this lovely Aquarian full moon in their 6th house. Temperance. That's good. That's a very clear message to balance and to do both the passion and the emotion and the grounding and the clarity, you know? So that's good. I'm sorry if plans have failed you, Virgo, or if there is something that you're wanting to do that perhaps is postponed for the moment. Or if it's charging ahead, then great, you know, congratulations. You've got the 2 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. It's nice. Aquarius got the King of Cups too, which is beautiful. Okay, yeah, so I think the message here, Virgo, if you can see, is to really harness that temperance power, to really sort of come back into some sort of equilibrium at this full moon. I think that if things have been more fiery than you are used to, or than that you'd like, this moon might be a great time. You know, the coolness of the moon's light might be a great time to sort of temper that flame with a bit of water. So what I mean by that is sort of, if there's passion and if there's sort of aggravation, then the water, our emotional understanding, our emotional literacy, might go to smooth some of any potential difficulty out, or, you know, sort of calm the nerves. Temperance isn't about one or the other. Temperance is about having both. You know, it's about a beautiful balance though, and a relationship between both, rather than one, you know, forcing supremacy. The 2 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So the juggling act that is happening for you at the moment, perhaps there's lots of little different details that you have to get done, or perhaps there's a particular project that is not, that the end seems very far away from because of the growing responsibilities, or also the sort of turbulence maybe of your daily rhythms, that can be sort of resolved or worked with by looking to who it is in your energy that has a real kind of capacity for empathy and a capacity for emotional understanding. It might be worth you actually sort of letting out some of the stuff that you've been holding in at the moment, Virgo. It might be really good to get on the phone, or to seek out who this King of Cups is. The King of Cups energy is somebody who is, you know, they can see that they're in choppy choppy waters here, but they've got a real sense of grounding. They sort of know what they can roll with this tide in a lot of ways. So they're also, I mean, my tarot teacher says that they're sitting on a stone throne, and they're kind of looking like they need to sort of get off. They're sort of not, that sort of, I guess what I'm trying to describe there is this is someone who, I'm looking at it here. This is someone that you can consider your equal in a lot of complementary ways. So when we see the court cards, sometimes they can be like, authority figures is one way to read them. Not always, particularly not with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is somebody that loves to talk about feelings. That's maybe the easiest way to describe it. And they can help you with some of this, potential disappointment or all the other things we've been discussing in the astrology, whatever's not quite clicking in life for you. The King of Cups will be there to chew it out and to develop some strategies. Yeah. There's your sand, Virgo. That's your reading. All my love to you, my Virgos, on this Aquarius full moon. If you'd like to, as always, put some money in the tip jar, head over to buymeacoffee.com/Uma Ruby. You can do it there. If you'd like your birth chart read, do head over to umaruby.com and check out the menu. I've been having some really beautiful, valuable experiences this last week or so with some great discoveries. It's really nice to spend an hour and a half with somebody and work through the relationship with the tarot to their planet placements and also to what's going on upstairs at the moment. There can be some real opportunity for understanding that happens with this stuff, and also direction too. Yeah, if you're feeling that you're not quite sure where to best funnel your energy, there's some clues in the birth chart that can really help you further understand a pathway. That's all. Love you very much. I'll be speaking to you in 2 weeks for the new moon in Virgo, in your sign, your soul center. There's a great opportunity to make some dreams come true, Virgo. So I look forward to it. I'll speak to you then. Take care. Bye.